sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
The first trailer for Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow has finally touched down, and wow, this thing is loaded. We're talking deep-cut comic references, massive character reveals, cosmic-scale world-building, emotional Krypton flashbacks, DCU connections to James Gunn's Superman, and a surprising amount of tragedy hiding behind the bright colors and flashy action. Millie Alcock's Kara Zor-El looks fierce, hardened, and unlike any version of Supergirl we've seen in live action before, and the trailer wastes no time showing us exactly how she's different from Kal-El. Welcome back to Your Nerdy Show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. So today we're breaking down every hidden detail, every Easter egg, and every subtle clue that you might have missed from the brand new trailer. Let's dive straight into the cosmic chaos of Supergirl's story.
A very high bar to clear.
The trailer chooses to introduce Kara in the most hilariously relatable way possible. Krypto casually peeing on a stack of Daily Planet newspapers in Kara's messy room. And right away, DC uses this shot to tell a story. The front page is all about David Cornsweet's Superman stopping a nuclear reactor meltdown, classic headline, massive hero moment. But tucked away in a tiny corner is a much smaller article about Supergirl saving cats. That visual contrast isn't an accident. It's an immediate nod to how Kara feels overshadowed by her more famous cousin. Even in her own home, his headlines dominate her life. Just like the comics, this version of Supergirl is someone who's constantly trying to define herself outside of Kal-El's legacy. And the messy room tells us she's not the polished, smiling savior Clark is. She's frustrated, she's drifting, and she isn't living the superhero lifestyle people expect from a Kryptonian. The trailer wastes no time showing Kara partying on alien worlds, drinking, and getting into bar fights. This is pulled straight from the opening of Tom King's Woman of Tomorrow, where Kara, tired, directionless, lonely, wanders between planets trying to numb her problems. What makes this important is how it sets the tone. This is a Supergirl who isn't earthbound like Superman. She's cosmic, unpredictable, emotionally bruised, and already trying hard not to care. But the fact that she's in bars and clubs instead of heroically flying around is a hint that she's still running away from her trauma. When Kara tells Krypto that she's celebrating her 23rd birthday, she's confirming her official DCU age. That alone is a big deal. She's older than Kal-El, who arrived on Earth as a baby, but emotionally younger because she's been frozen in grief ever since Krypton's destruction. The comics had her turn 21 during Woman of Tomorrow, so the movie adjusting her age adds more maturity but also more emotional weight, and the fact that she's celebrating alone with a bottle says plenty about her current state of mind. We finally get our first look at Eve Ridley as Ruthia Mary Knoll, and she looks almost exactly like her comic counterpart. Quiet, determined, carrying the weight of her family's murder on her shoulders, and seeking Supergirl's help to track down Krem of the Yellow Hills. The trailer shows her approaching Kara in that alien bar, with the same blend of innocence and desperation from the comics, immediately linking their stories. This moment is crucial because Ruthie is the spark that forces Kara to stop running from her trauma and start hunting for justice. When Ruthie asks about Krypton, Kara drops one of the most important lines in the trailer. Krypton wasn't lost in a day. That line is everything. It subtly confirms that parts of Krypton, especially Argo City, survived for a time after the planet's initial explosion, meaning Kara didn't just lose her world instantly like Kal-El did. She watched it die slowly. She lived through the tragedy. She saw loved ones survive only to die later. That prolonged trauma is why she's so hardened and cynical. It's a line that puts her entire attitude in perspective. A few shots reveal a giant protective energy dome hovering over part of Krypton. That's Argo City, the legendary fragment of Krypton saved by Kara's father, Zor-El. In the comics, he encases the city in a force field to keep it alive after the planet explodes. Eventually, radiation still kills everyone except Kara, but not before she watches her home slowly rot away. It's one of the most tragic origins in the DC universe, and the trailer confirms the DCU is sticking close to it. The dome looks almost identical to the one depicted in the comics, an incredible detail that hints at a faithful adaptation. In brief Krypton flashback shots, we see David Krumholtz and Emil Beecham as Kara's parents. And here's the interesting detail. They're not depicted in the typical shining white Kryptonian armor we're used to from other adaptations. They look more grounded, more vulnerable, more like people trying desperately to survive. Pay close attention to their faces. Their expressions aren't of immediate panic, but exhaustion, as if they've been fighting a losing battle for days. That aligns with Kara's line confirming Krypton's slow destruction. Matthias Schoenaerts makes a blink-and-you'll-miss-it debut as Krem, and he looks terrifying. Instead of the comic's almost primitive, tribal appearance, this Krem looks like a calculated, ruthless hunter. His armor is heavier, more tactical, and his demeanor is pure menace. In Woman of Tomorrow, Krem starts as a thief before becoming responsible for a massacre. The movie seems to be leaning into making him a more direct, dangerous villain. The slight redesign indicates he's not a small-time criminal here. He's a major cosmic threat. Rufy asks Kara if there are others with powers like hers, and Kara says it plainly, just a small group of 2. This is DC Studios confirming the known Kryptonians in the DCU so far are only Supergirl and Superman. No Superboy, no Zod, no survivors hiding on other planets. This dramatically raises the emotional stakes for Kara. She's alone in the universe, and the one family member she has left is millions of miles away. There's a spectacular shot of Kara using heat vision with a level of intensity we haven't seen in live-action Supergirl before. Her eyes burn brighter, and the beam looks more unstable and emotional. This fits the version of Kara in Woman of Tomorrow, who eventually unlocks powers beyond normal Kryptonian limits due to unique cosmic circumstances. The trailer doesn't show those upgrades yet, but it's definitely hinting at something bigger. Ruthie carries a massive, beautifully designed sword across her back. This isn't just any weapon, it's meant to be the very sword Krem used to kill her father. In the comic, she takes that blade to deliver justice herself. The sword's size compared to Ruthie emphasizes how overwhelming her quest is, and how much she needs Kara, even if Kara doesn't see herself as a hero yet. One of the saddest details comes from a blink-and-you'll-miss-it moment. Krypto lying on a table, weak, injured, without his collar or cape. He looks barely alive. In the comic, Krypto is shot by Krem early in the story, which is what finally pushes Kara into joining Ruthie's quest for revenge. The trailer seems to be teasing the same heartbreaking twist. For fans of the Superdog, this shot is devastating, and a major emotional anchor for Kara's journey. The trailer gives a shadowy but unmistakable glimpse of Jason Momoa as Lobo. The dreads, the huge frame, the silhouette, yep, that's him. And the best part? He looks like he stepped straight out of the comics. Lobo's inclusion tells us 2 things. 1, this movie is not afraid of going full cosmic. 2, Lobo will likely be chasing someone. Maybe Krem, maybe Kara, maybe both. It's the perfect, chaotic wildcard to throw into Supergirl's already messy journey. The emotional heart of the trailer comes when Kara tells Ruthie that Kal-El sees the good in everyone, but she sees the truth. This line mirrors the Lois Lane line from Superman and reveals the stark contrast between the cousins. Superman is hope. Supergirl is honesty, even when it hurts. Kara doesn't see the potential for greatness in everyone like Clark does. She sees what people are capable of, for better or worse. Her worldview has been shaped by loss, betrayal, death, and the destruction of her home. And yet, the movie seems to be setting up her slow journey toward rediscovering hope. The trailer ends with a beautiful, sun-drenched shot of Kara in her full Supergirl costume. The framing mirrors James Gunn's Superman, with the sun glowing behind her, symbolizing her potential to rise above her pain. The suit is a perfect blend of classic Kryptonian design and modern texture, with a more armor-like look than Superman's, hinting that Kara's life has been about survival rather than comfort. The cape flows just like Kal-El's, giving the sense that she's finally ready to embrace her legacy, not as Superman's cousin, but as her own hero. It's the perfect closing note to a trailer that balances tragedy with promise.
For you guys.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.